For the fourth time in this game, the Soviets will have the power play. McKenzie is sent off for hooking at 13:52. Havlich with Poole, Trombley, and Stapleton on the ice in an attempt to kill the 2-minute penalty sentence. Here's Petrov on the right side with Harlamov reaching the Canadian line. Drop pass back. Stick check by Havlich on Harlamov. They jam together. They freeze it for a face-off. We have 5 minutes and 52 seconds to play in the period. It's 1-all. This is Game 5. The sixth game is coming up on Thursday night, Moscow time. Thursday morning or afternoon, depending on where you live across Canada. Then on Saturday and Sunday, the wind-up game. Matt Stapleton will exchange 6 at the bench. Fans getting on them for what they feel is a delaying tactic to give Team Canada a little extra wind here to kill off this penalty, which has a minute and 44 remaining. Havlich on the face-off against Petrov. Down the right side comes Vasiliev. Vasiliev centers it. Milov couldn't reach it. Rejan Hull with it now ahead to Frank Havlich. Havlich stops. He'll get it back to Pat Stapleton. They play that long 4-man box as long as they can in an attempt to kill the penalty off. Over to Pat Stapleton. Ahead for Rejan Hull by him and down the ice. Minute 20 left now in McKenzie's penalty. Milov at the blue line. Passing it ahead for Harlamov inside the Canadian line. Left side for Petrov across the goal mouth. Intercepted and caught by Jerry Cheevers.
And Harlamov got the puck bad pass right into his skate, right up onto his stick, and as a result, the Russians get a pretty good shot in the net. You know, as I watched this game tonight, the people who viewed the NHL years ago, Milt Schmidt, Elmer Locke, Ted Lindsay, Jimmy Thompson, they love this kind of game. All fellows who are really good with the stick.
Well, the action has been exciting. The first period entirely physical, but the skating has improved. The opportunities end-to-end have picked up here in the second period. Now, just past 9 o'clock Moscow time, we have about 5 minutes to play in this period, and the score is 1-all. A reminder that tonight's game will be telecast tonight in Canada on a repeat basis. For those who missed it this afternoon live, check your time in your area, and the station that will be carrying the replay of this fifth game of the Canada-Soviet series. The Soviets now make a late change. Gankov is set out there to round out their power play, and now Jerry Cheevers wanted to delay things a little further, but the Soviets now get it away in the faceoff. Shadrin left it there, golfed through the line, held in by Gankov. Hard shot, just wide. Big rebound in front, loose on around the goal. Just rolled wide. Maltsev back for Lechenko. His high, hard drive went off the plexiglass. Cheevers just getting his goal stick back now. Shadrin in front, they score! Maltsev!
Watch the Russians sneak in behind here. This is the key. See him come in? The man at the top of the circle. He's the fellow that has to come in and pick him up. There you see Cheevers get his stick. Now watch this, how they eliminate Stapleton. Now they've got JC in front. The pass goes through the crease. Someone has to pick that man up. It's a patch that Russian play. Works extremely well. The only way to stop it is the man on top come back and pick him up.
Maltsev from Shadrin at 15:04 on the Soviet power play. Well, McKenzie is in line for hooking. And the Soviets now leading 2-1.
USSR goal scored by Alexander Marks, number 10. Assist Vladimir Mikulov.
Here it comes again. The shot that Cheevers had no chance on at all.
All right, now back to the live action here in Moscow. 2-1 for the Soviets. Smith digs it out to Webster. Off the board for Mike Walton. Walton swings inside the Soviet line. Stops the pass to Paul Henderson. He couldn't hang on to it. The Russian team comes back at center ice. Schmier takes a long run at number 19, Shadrin. Over on the left board. Shadilov across the blue line. A weak shot handled by Jerry Cheevers. Smith for Webster. Webster out for Henderson. Henderson now swings away at center ice with Mike Walton. Tom Webster back to Walton. Oh, he couldn't get it over to Webster. Went off the skate of the Soviet player Shadilov. They clear, but Webster keeps it in there. A bump against number 21 Shadilov. Now finally Lebedev with it against Henderson. He can't work it free. The Canadians now putting some pressure on the Soviets in their zone. Golfed out to center ice for Lebedev. He lost it there to Schmier and now to Henderson. For Walton. Walton side up. Jedrick comes away on the left side now with Lebedev. Rick Smith contained him. Walton comes up with it. Gives the puck to Webster. He shoots it across the ice and down. And Team Kennedy is called for icing. With 3:40 remaining. You know, on that goal, the second goal of the Soviet series, Severs had just recovered his goal stick after that big pileup of the previous play. He had to retrieve it from the Meshow. It was just getting nicely settled. The puck came loose on the left side, and they popped it in.
Well, in this type of game, you can't take a hooking or an interference or a silly tripping penalty. There's the one that's killing them. That's just what happened to Team Canada.
And the players were cautioned against that by Billy Harris. McKenzie had a couple in Vancouver. Now here the one in this game today. And he'll be giving his second thoughts, I'm sure, as we go the rest of the way with 3:25 to play. In the Soviet zone, the USSR bringing it out. Here's a decent pass for Vicula. Vicula is tied up by Ricky Lay. Now Bobby Hull has it. Hull with McKenzie and Lacroix 3-on-2 inside the line for Johnny McKenzie. McKenzie drifted in front. Kretschak has it with a glove hand. 3:07 left now. It's 2-1 game, which the Soviets lead. Maltsev has both their goals. Gordie Howe for Canada early in the second period with the only Canadian score so far. McKenzie wants to skate over and ask referee Suzuki something. Suzuki from Poland speaks quite good English. Now he settles into the face-off and tipped back, picked up to the Soviet Union at center ice, crossed the line of Mikulov, and that was ruled offside. He breaks so quickly that it's difficult to get the timing going with the great burst of skating speed they show. He's had offsides of that nature at both ends.
I think, too, you should keep an eye on number 11, Lebedev. He's gone in on Rick Smith 2 or 3 times tonight. He hits it to the outside, puts the puck behind him, and then tries to pick the puck back up again. He's made just 3 great shifts, and Rick Smith hasn't gone for any of them. But sooner or later, he's going to put that puck between his legs.
That's Stapleton with J.C. Tremblay on the ice now. They play it ahead for Lacroix to McKenzie on the right side. McKenzie across the Soviet line. Turned around. Lost it finally, and the Russians come back with Mikhailov on the left side against J.C. Tremblay. He turned him back. Now Bobby Hull comes up with it. About 2:40 remaining in this second period. 2-1, the Soviets lead. Lacroix coming out there. A long opportunity at center ice to miss. Mikhailov across the blue line. Gets it back on the far side behind Gusev. Gusev to Mikhailov. Mikhailov for Petrov. And it's broken up by Pat Stapleton. Now they break out of there. Lacroix ahead to Bobby Hull. Oh, tipped away by Gusev. Hull chasing it down beside the Soviet net against 2 defenders. Off the boards. They get it out again very promptly inside Canada's line. Stapleton ahead for Bobby Hull. And it's played right back down beside Jerry Peters. Here's Hull to Bernier. Now Rejean, who is changing on the go. Back for Bernier. His shot blocked by Kretschak. And the rebound, he couldn't get out to Hull. Poole into the left corner now. Bumped there by Vasiliev, who's trying to tie it up. Bernier works it free up the board. Bernier has it to Stapleton now. Stapleton getting set. Getting around to the gang cover. Backhand in front. Rebound. No. Off the skate of Bernier and finally clear. Minute and a half left in period 2. Petrov in across the line. Right in front of the goal for Harlamov. Mikhailov still loose. And Stapleton finally cleared off of the boards. Harlamov back to Vasiliev. Vasiliev, the deflection was wide by Mikhailov. Rejean Houle fails to clear. Over for Mikhailov against Bernier. To Harlamov right in front. And Chivas goes on it. To hang on as Mahavlich promptly cleared number 16 Petrov out of the way. Now the Soviet player takes a swipe at Bernier. Harlamov actually threw a punch at Serge Bernier, or what might pass for one under international hockey rules or hockey concepts. And there'll each get roughing penalties. Bernier for Canada and Harlamov for the Soviet Union.
the last two or three shifts, Team Canada has been going for the puck. If there's a real good chance there, the pass went from Bernier to Houle and hit Houle's skate and almost in the net. Tretiak was in the right place at the right time. But again, Team Canada in our own end are starting to fish for the puck instead of take the man, and we're giving the Russia that second and third opportunity, and eventually it's got to hurt them.
There's Varlamov. He's had a tough night with that cut into a lot of the physical action in this game, bouncing around the ice. He and Bernier getting tempers up a little bit, so they go off at 18:52 roughing. So with a minute and 8 seconds to play in the second period, the Soviets leading by a 2-1 score. The face-off in the Canadian zone. It'll be Shadrin on the draw against Frank Mahovlich. Pat Stapleton's back talking with the referee Zapecki there at the top of your picture, delaying things for a moment. You may recall the last time the teams played here, there was not glass around the back of the net. Of course, they have that in now, the plexiglass, instead of the old netting, which was customary for years here in Moscow. Now Mahovlich on the face-off. Lebedev comes up with it. Back to Segankov. Now Lebedev again. Gets it into Shadrin. Loose puck, and Cheevers pounces right there to hang on. We have now just a minute to play in the second period. Jerry Cheevers, what a super job he has done in this game tonight for Team Canada 74. And throughout the series, for that matter. Face-off game as Canadians were changing, sending Backstrom and Howe out there, so they'll repeat it. Tremblay and Stapleton remain. The Soviet foursome remains unchanged. Playing five-a-side. Backstrom on the face-off. Shadrin looking for it to Lebedev. Shadrin back to Segankov. His shot was wide as Cheevers was screened on the play. Gordie Howe waiting, getting it around to Pat Stapleton. Now to Backstrom. Stapleton did not make a play, gets a second chance, and gives it to Ralph Backstrom. Both playing cautiously. Five-a-side, a minute and 20 seconds. No, 30 seconds it is. 30 seconds remaining in the period. The penalties have the longer time to go. Here's Lebedev. Whoop, Backstrom got a piece up, but he carries on, and now Stapleton finally makes the check. Pat Stapleton. Fire for Gordie Howe is called offside at the Soviet blue line, now with just 11 seconds to play. Backstrom. Lebedev takes it. Neither team willing to make a move, just instead of killing off the time here, settling for a one-goal differential as they get ready for the third period. Now the Soviets come up the ice, and there's the siren to end the 40-minute mark of this hockey game, with the Soviet Union getting a second goal from Montsev at 15:04 in the power play, while McKenzie has taken a hooking penalty for Canada to send them in front. Gordie Howe has tied it up from Backstrom and Markow at the 15-second mark after Motsev's initial goal back in the first period at 5:34. So the Soviet Union a goal up now. And with the score, the Soviets 2, Canada 1. This is Game 5 from Moscow.